coming in. How important is this vote in the House on the $6 billion? Some 90 Democrats joined Republicans in voting to block that transfer.
That's exactly right, Paul. I mean, very important because of the bipartisan support for this. And it's, by the way, not only locking up $6 billion, but there's another $10 billion that the Biden administration made available to Iran. And then there's another bill that's coming up that's going after the oil sales that go from Iran to China, which have given the Iranians another $35 billion. So Biden administration has basically green-lighted about $60 billion to the mullahs in Iran, while the Iranians are supporting their terrorist proxies like Hamas to murder Israelis and Americans.
So what are the prospects for this in the Senate, where Chuck Schumer usually does the president's bidding, but he has been highly critical of Hamas and has been pro-Israel, and especially since October 7th.
Well, I'd like to see Chuck Schumer really stand up and be courageous on this one, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's at a time of war where Israel's being threatened, our troops are being attacked. The notion that you should provide tens of billions of dollars to those who are attacking us is absurd. So I think this is going to be a tough vote for Democrats. I mean, they're going to have to oppose the Biden administration, which has been very weak on Iran. But it's a sensible vote for them to take, and it's sensitive policy.
Now, the 70 attacks on U.S. forces have been so far. How many times has the U.S. used airstrikes to respond? Do you know?
So they responded 4 times. I think there was actually maybe even a 5th time. But the fact of the matter is not the number of times, it's what they did in response. Very limited strikes. Secretary Austin, the defense secretary, went out of his way to underscore that these are limited, they're proportionate, they're not connected to the war between Israel and Hamas and the war between Israel and Iran. And from my understanding, there were a few casualties, but mostly that it was the dead of night where they dropped U.S. bombs on ammunition dumps and merely exploded a few garbage cans. So, at the end of the day, if you're not going to respond and if you're not going to fundamentally kill those who are attacking you, then Ali Khamenei back in Iran, Iran's supreme leader, is going to continue to mobilize his proxies against us.
Well, given how few those responses have been and the nature of them, it sounds almost as if they are made by the administration not to really do much damage against the proxies, but to really respond to U.S. critics and say, see, we are doing something. Is that a fair reading, or is that too cynical?
No, I don't think, Paul, I've been in Washington 20 years. I don't think you can be too cynical. So I think that's exactly right. It makes for a nice press release, but at the end of the day, the administration fears that any kind of escalation against Iran and its proxies will lead to Iranian escalation. But of course, over 45 years of history of the Islamic Republic shows that when you show American strength, the regime in Iran backs down, because there's nothing they fear more than American power, and there's nothing that Ali Khamenei wants to preserve more than his regime, and he understands we are the only power on earth that can take down his regime.
Well, so the administration's response to that would be, look, Hezbollah, which is, of course, the biggest proxy in the region in Lebanon, has not escalated since October 7th. Yeah, there have been some attacks and skirmishes and even some pretty steady, small-scale attacks. But this hasn't been the big explosion that you could get out of Hezbollah. So see, look at Dubowitz, our strategy's working. So we haven't had the escalation. And what's your response to that?
Well, my response to that is actually Israel wants that escalation against Hezbollah, which is essentially 2 divisions of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. There are currently 80,000 Israelis who are not living in their homes in the north of Israel that had to be cleared out there because they're too afraid to go back, because they're worried that what happened to their southern neighbors on October 7th will happen to them times 10 when Hezbollah terrorists flow across that border and kill Israelis in their beds. So our ally Israel is itching to go after Hezbollah. The Biden administration is doing everything possible, including warning Israel quietly that if they do, we'll stop military resupply of the vital armaments that Israel needs in order to try and de-escalate on that northern border. But at the end of the day, you leave Hezbollah standing, and that threat will remain very severe against Israel going forward. And that escalation will be worse next time around.
And the administration, in your view, as you've watched it, has not been enforcing the oil sanctions and the sales of Iranian oils to China. Is that not even since October 7th? That hasn't increased since then?
Paul, not at all. I mean, that oil is flowing, the billions are flowing into the coffers of the regime. You know, and people say to you, well, you can't do this against China. China's too big, they're too powerful. In fact, the Obama administration actually stopped almost entirely Iranian oil sales to China by warning Chinese banks and Chinese refineries that if they bought Iranian oil, they would be sanctioned. The Trump administration did it as well. So we've seen through 2 administrations the ability to enforce sanctions and stop that flow of oil. The Biden administration has completely reversed this because they're using those oil sales to buy off the Iranians, not to escalate, while the Iranians are escalating their nuclear program and getting closer and closer to nuclear weapons.
All right, Mark Dubowitz, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate it. Very insightful. When we come back.